Hey there. So I've put together a database of queries that you can use to get insights and charts from your Lifeline data. So the database is in Notion, but you can also access it if you don't have a Notion account. The only advantage if you have a Notion account is you can add comments and you can even add your own prompt. So I would say not all of these are perfect, and there's still definitely other ways to query this. So feel free to add IDs and add feedback. You can have a gallery view, a board view by category. So for example, things related to Pomodoros, things related to breaks, things like that. And then there's just a list that is ranked by usefulness. So the ones that I've tested extensively, I've started to give them a star rating of how useful they are. If you use some of them, you can also change this yourself and just say how useful you think it is. 1 star, obviously not very useful. 5 stars, very useful, and then this will update. So the most important thing is what you can do with this. So let's go to the gallery. I'll take a simple one. Let's say, what is the total number of Pomodoros complete on a week by week basis? That's a pretty simple query. What we do with this query is we first go to Lifeline to export our data. So I use the shortcut, but this is the review stats and activity panel, which you can also access from the taskbar menu. You'll need a Lifeline Pro for this. And then here you'll see this little button where you can export your data. So you can hit export and then you can select if you want to include breaks, if you want to include untimed activity, if you want to do if the time format should be in hours, minutes, or seconds, or full. I usually use minutes. And here you can say if you want to export the current day, the current week, the current month, the current year, or your whole history. The only thing to keep in mind is that obviously your whole history will be a pretty big file. And then also if you include breaks and untyped activity, that will all add rows to the file. So depending on how much information you have, at some point it might be too much for the AI model to handle, but then you will kind of see it because you get weird results, or it will tell you. So you make this export, you save the file somewhere. I've already done this, so I will go there now. So from there you export it. Then you go to, let's take ChatGPT for now. And then here you can attach a file to a query. So I have, for example, I have everything. So here I have all the exported CSVs. So I have July, May, whatever. So I will take July, August, and June. So I'll attach this, we'll upload to ChatGPT, and then I will take this query and I'll say, what is the total number of Pomodoros complete on a week by week basis? So let's see if it was not too much data. Okay, so here it has calculated the number of Pomodoros for each week. And then you can, for example, say, and I've listed this here, please display these results in a bar chart. And this works with ChatGPT. I think the advantage of Claude is that Claude is better at extracting useful insights and recommendations, whereas ChatGPT is good at making charts. So now you have your Pomodoros completed by week in a chart. So this is, and you can download it, you can tweak it a bit. It gives you also follow-up suggestions. So that's pretty cool. So again, this is a very simple example, but so you'll see here, if you can see this best in the list, I guess. You can also categorize by, instance that you get an answer, and diagrams are specific requests to put things into a diagram, and they're much more complicated queries than the one I just did. But so this gives you a sense of what's possible. And again, yeah, I would love for you to try it out. Let me know if you find it useful, and also, if you discover queries that you find that work well for you, or things that don't work well for you. And excited to see how this helps you improve your productivity. Thanks. Bye bye.